Live and direct. What's up, everybody? It's
What up? What up?
it's your boy DJ Spin. I am with Mike, aka the Destroyer, aka Mr. 300, aka as Tish calls him Big Daddy Kang, over there holding it down. It's us, the fellas, holding it down on We Time. I know it's not the normal, but our fearless host with the mostest had to go on vacation and left us fellas to fend for ourselves.
Much
Fortunately,
needed vacation.
yeah, way needed vacation. We are here today to provide some type of entertainment for you people. We love so much just to come on here and chit chat about different things, and we wanted to talk about some of the current events going on because I mean, what else is there to talk about right now besides all the craziness that's been here? So, Mike, man, I
What up?
mean,
What up?
tell me what have you seen as of late that has been this wild? I mean, it's you just like this can't be happening because I mean, 2021 has had some crazy stuff. I mean, we started off with the
A
whole
bang.
insurrection craziness going on, and it just seems like it's just been going this one crazy story after another. So,
Been
I
going
mean,
up since then.
lit,
Um, right. Um,
lit.
I mean, we could talk about the Paul Pierce situation. Um,
Paul.
Godzilla versus Kong. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
Uh, so I mean, which one you want to start with first?
You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about. Um, you know what? Let's talk about Godzilla. Let's talk about that because I know about Godzilla. You know, it was like one of the most wonderfulest things that I've seen as of late. You know, and I thought it was a wonderful thing. You know, for them to bring back my childhood monster. You know, it
Right.
was great. I didn't expect it to be as good as that because like the other Godzilla movie, it was kind of slow and boring. But then I was like, man, I don't know what to expect. But this one, this movie, man, it had action, it had a decent story, and it kept me on the edge of my seat once it got started. And then old boy from Atlanta, man, you know, I just couldn't take him serious because he was funny. He was too funny in
Yeah.
this.
He was. Yeah. He stole a lot of scenes that he was in. I like the fact that just with Kong being in there,
Uh huh.
I felt like it helped the story. Like Godzilla by itself, the movies that they did, I think they did '08 and one recently. The one recently was cool, but Skull Island was dope in my opinion.
Skull
So
Island
them
was dope.
yeah, so them adding Kong in with Godzilla, it kind of made. I mean, Godzilla already had his like own movie universe or whatever,
Right.
but now it's like it's big, and I think whoever wrote Skull Island or directed Skull Island
Uh
had
huh.
a lot of influences on this movie because it's better than the original Godzilla uh with the Millie Bobby Brown in.
Yeah. I feel like they outdid themselves on that on this whole reboot because
Right.
it caught the whole nostalgia feeling of a monster movie, you know.
And they
And
had surprises too that popped up. It's like,
oh yeah,
oh, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I think the surprises that they added more to the story,
uh-huh.
and it wasn't just a traditional Godzilla versus King Kong, and the two main characters didn't have to actually one have to be evil and the other one the good guy. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That was it was dope. It was dope. I mean, you know, some people don't like it. You know, I've seen some women talking about they seen the lizard and the monkey movie, and they gave it two popcorn bags. Well, no, she said she gave it uh -2 popcorn bags, and I'm just like, you can't do that. I
Right.
think it's a good family fun movie. Maybe not for little kids, but
Yeah, I was about to say you got to, because the concepts and some of the things that they were talking about in there is kind of hard to grasp for a 6-year-old, but Mike might like the action. So yeah, I think you got to be at least 10, 12, and it'd be a good movie. And you really don't have to think that much. I mean, it's a monster movie. Like you're not supposed to be a super detective or anything. You're there for the action.
yeah, you're there for the action. I mean, you're there for the destruction because that's what
Right.
it's about. It's about the destruction, and I mean, I don't want to give too much away from the movie, but if you are a diehard monster movie fanatic, you will love all the crazy monsters that pop up in that daggum show.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so moving along, so a couple other things that popped up that kind of tripped me out. So uh, Paul Pierce as a as a person on ESPN. I mean, he's been there. I think they said he's there for 3 years, and he's been a broadcaster on there, and everything was going good until he was out kicking it over the weekend.
Doing grown
So
man stuff.
doing grown man things, and he ended up having a Friday moment. So he kicked it on Friday and came to no work on Monday.
He got fired. He got fired over the weekend. He got fired on his day off.
He got fired on his day off. I mean, he was living his best life. I mean, he had 10 women with him, smoking, having a good time, drinking, talking about all kinds of different things business wise he's doing, and then go.
Right.
But
ESPN was like, nah, nah, nah.
but the one thing about it is people forget that ESPN is owned by Disney.
Right.
So Disney, they tend to try to keep everything squeaky clean until you are away from them. So I mean, you can tell by how like Justin Timberlake, what's that, Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears, all these other artists that were child stars on their popular shows. And then once they got away, that's when they started talking about a lot of more sexual
That's
live
when they start wilding out.
and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But while they was just doing all the Disney stuff, nah, they wasn't doing all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, Paul Pierce is a ex NBA player. Uh, when it comes to athletes like that, like you want them to shut up and dribble and not talk about politics, but you also don't want them to be the stereotypical quote unquote athlete. He's not married. What's wrong with having a few female co-stars in the video? You know what I'm saying?
Not female co-stars.
Hey,
Let me
I
clean
seen
this. This is
I seen, I seen bits and pieces of it, and I was like, "Woo, okay,
yeah,
you
yeah.
ain't going to the strip club. We bring the strip club to the house."
He's at the house kicking it, having a good old time. And
I think what it was like they would have excused the girl situation, like the girl situation and everything, because it wasn't like they was naked or anything. But I think it was the smoking and stuff like that that
yeah,
probably
but
got him. But he been smoking, like he was smoking in KU. I mean, quiet as a cat. I'm just saying.
he said he been doing it. He been chiefing. But the thing about it, they said is, they probably would have excused it if the man was if he wasn't the one that released the video, since it was on his actual live and he was the one doing it. It's like, you went viral on a video you posted. Now somebody else was taping you and you just happened to be in the vicinity of all the co-stars doing co-star things, then we might be able to brush that off and call it good. But
So the
since
moral of the
you
story
did it,
is,
we
right.
gonna go ahead and put it all on your head and you hit the chopping block.
The moral of the story is, if you work for Disney, don't go live on your page. You can still go live
You can go
and
live.
have it live. Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't be live on your live.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's a. I mean, it's not like a bunch of kids watch whatever show he's on.
Hmm.
Um, I don't see it. I don't see a problem with it. Like he's on a sports show for adults, and he wasn't technically even doing anything at that time. He was on his own leisure time, on his own IG live. Like if kids today know him, they know him for being a LeBron hater. That's all. They don't know him for anything. They don't know him from KU. They don't know him from the Celtics. They don't. All they know is he talked trash on LeBron, and they don't even know why he talks trash on LeBron.
Well, I mean, you actually made a lot of points right there. So let's back that up, man. You said he was on his leisure time.
Right.
So it's just like, where do you draw the line at when you get a certain celebrity? Can you still be yourself and enjoy yourself, or do you get held to a certain standard at all times? I mean, he's a man with a lot of money, and most people with money they like to do extravagant things. I mean, the biggest guy out there that does extravagant things would be Diddy. Diddy loves doing extravagant things. Mr. Another one loves to do extravagant things.
Right.
Talent.
Right.
So it's just like you would expect that from these type of people, especially with the whole pandemic thing going on. It's not like they could
Right.
go out to Chocolate City or wherever they frequent at to go have fun.
I don't know. Atlanta still. I think they didn't never close down the clubs in Atlanta, so they could have still went to Magic City. I'm just saying. But nah, I get what you're saying. You do have a certain responsibility when you're in the spotlight, but it's not like he was on there talking about killing somebody or anything. He was just hanging out with people, having a good time, partying a little bit. Um, I don't know. I mean, it goes to it goes back to like Dame Dash. He was talking about being a boss, being your own boss,
Right.
and not really working for somebody. Now,
Exactly.
I'm not saying that Paul Pierce is going to be suffering for money or anything like that. I'm sure he's going to bounce back,
Oh, yeah.
go to a different network and make even more money than he was making at ESPN. But at the same time, it's like if you know that whatever company you're working for is going to frown upon the person that you truly are outside of work, either don't put it out online or don't work for that company.
Man, you talking like a boss right there, man. It's
I'm
like,
just saying,
look,
like, if you're gonna tell me, if you're gonna tell me you can fire me for something that I did on my own leisure time, then I'm gonna have to move a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So you telling me,
especially if I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not hurting nobody. Um, like I said, if it's Disney and they looking at the kid aspect, he's not even on the kid show. Most
right,
kids don't really know him. I'm pretty sure ain't no kids following him on IG. Everybody that's following him is probably basketball fans that was basketball fans of him either in KU or Boston. He's
right.
been retired for a while. No kids really know him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
unless they basketball heads. But if they basketball heads, like that's what athletes. I don't want to perpetuate that stereotype,
Yeah,
but at the same time, I mean, you're an athlete, you got money.
right.
Uh,
What are we doing?
you know what I'm saying? What we
Yeah,
doing? Juice
yeah. Like I
bar and just
said,
drinking water?
yeah, it's my time. And
Right.
then people have been fired for less and a
Yeah.
lot more. And people, I mean, shoot, a congressman right now, mayors. I mean, shoot, caught with prostitutes, crack
Well,
pipe,
see,
and all kinds of stuff, and they still
but that's different though, right? That's different though. You're an entertainer, right?
right,
You're not putting forth policies and making laws and stuff that affect people on a broader scale. Like
right.
he has nothing to do with the legal aspects, the political aspects. Now, if he was a senator or something like that, I'd be like, all right, the backlash is warranted.
Right.
But he's a sports personality and an ex, professional ball player. Like, what do you expect ball players to do? I just don't understand it. Like,
I mean,
even all right, so Michael Jordan, right?
right.
If IG was around when Michael Jordan was still playing, his the outlook on him would be more towards Barkley at the time. Barkley was the outwardly asshole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mike, he kind of hid his to the side. Everybody kind of knew, but it wasn't out in the public eye like that.
Right. So it's a sad day for Paul Pierce, but he'll be all right, man. He'll put his name on something. Like, I think he was broadcasting that he was about to go into the whole legal marijuana game and do all this other stuff. So he'll bounce back.
That might have been what really got him when he would start talking about going into legal marijuana and stuff like that. But no, I mean, to tell you the truth, looks like, am I echoing?
I don't hear echoing on this end. Hey, how y'all doing over there in the chat? Y'all hear anything? Are we clear? Is it echoing? Shout out to our viewers. We've been jumping up from 5 to 3 to however many y'all. We are broadcasting over YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook live all at the same time through Restream. We appreciate you. And if you got anything, go ahead and chat us up. Let us know what you're thinking, how you feeling out there. All right.
Says Tisha said he might have a contractual obligation for his image.
He might have a contractual obligation for that image.
I'm not signing that. Cause I like if I'm him and I know that they could fire me for a quote unquote image that they want me to have outside of work, I'm not signing that because I know I'm going to clubs. I know I'm gonna be, hanging around and kicking it. I know I smoke. Like, I'm not. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I know I'm be putting myself in a position to get fired,
right?
I'm not signing that contract. Or we gonna negotiate that out or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense, man. I mean, there's no reason for you to try to be held to a certain standard. I mean, especially when you got so many different things going on around you. I mean, you got to think, they gonna party. Celebrities gonna party, and he's gonna end up going and hanging out with his boys and stuff like that, and they gonna turn up. It's gonna get lit, and then you're gonna see the aftermath.
Yeah, but I mean, it's other people at ESPN that has, way worse things going on.
I mean, I'm surprised
they came to surface yet.
Yeah, I'm just surprised they don't say nothing to Shannon with his Hennessy and his blacks.
See, that's Fox. That's Fox. That's Fox. You know what I'm saying? He can do that on Fox. He couldn't do that on CBS or ESPN or something like that because Fox understands that this show. Look at the time slot that it comes on. You know what I'm saying? Right. The show is specifically and purely for adults, and I don't know any kids that's watching Fox Sports or Fox News or Fox. Period.
I don't know either, man. And that's right. They do have to understand that that's outside of work, and plus I'm rich. I mean, I'm with that. I can get with that.
Yeah. What else? But no, I mean, even I had this conversation just about social media with one of my aunts. Just as I was growing up, she was telling me, watch what you put on social media because companies are looking at your social media and they can find cause to either fire you or not hire you.
Right.
And to a certain extent, I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like social media is social media is fictional to a certain extent.
I mean, yeah.
But because anybody can portray themselves on social media to be whatever they want to be, right?
I mean, perception is key when it comes to dealing with social media. I mean, shoot, just like what I got going on over here, I got the whole light ambiance and stuff like that. You might think I'm a professional podcaster and I'm just in my front room. You
Right.
know, you turn to the side, you in my kitchen. It's that whole Zoom, thing that everybody was getting caught up doing stupid stuff on Zoom those Zoom
Yeah,
meetings.
that
It's
was
it,
weird.
yeah, it's just because they didn't understand the whole concept of it. It's like you look like you paying attention and stuff like that. You done checked out, and then it's something totally different. And
Now,
what?
it's funny that you brought up Zoom because my son online class and everything.
Uh
Boy, I tell you, I'm like, mm. That's why I always tell, hey, you got the microphone on mute.
huh.
Quick, is the microphone muted? Well, mute it then. If she ain't asking no questions, you keep that microphone muted. You ain't man. They was on there just wild, and then the kids they got a mind of their own. They do whatever they want to do too on there, and yeah, I mean you got to be mindful of it. I understand that you got to watch what you put out and everything like that, but at the same time, when it comes to something like this, nobody in the world is gonna say I never done that or I never partied like that or I wouldn't if I was in his position. Nobody in the world
That's
would say
true.
that.
I mean,
I
Tish
mean,
brought
it's
up a
people,
point.
it's people in the world that would say that, but
It's like being a public role model. I understand, but it's kind of like, okay, who's he being a role model for? Who is he portraying this image for? Because as Mike stated before, ain't nothing changed. He been smoking, he been drinking, he been partying.
and he
You
wouldn't
know,
be a role model for kids in the NBA anyway.
it's
like,
kind of like out of all the people in the NBA that actually turned up and partied like it was no tomorrow, Dennis Rodman. It's
right,
like, man, people expected that from him, but he came in and he produced after the fact. He changed up his life. Now he's living clean and sober and all that stuff. But I mean, Rodman was the one that did the extreme of the extreme. You
he
know,
he married himself in a dress or something like that.
yeah,
I mean,
man.
he was the first to change his color, his hair color, piercings.
Piercings, hair
Uh,
color, tattoos, and the funny thing about it is, the man wasn't even like that until like after high school or something like that, or during high school, going into
he
college.
was he
It was
wasn't
something
like
like
that
that.
in high school or college. He started getting like that towards the end of college because uh in high school he never even played
No,
basketball
yeah,
until he got to college. Once he got to college, he grew to like 6'9" or something like that. So he grew and decided to somebody talked him into going to college, something like that. I vaguely remember his little story or not, but yeah, I mean, he basically found what made him enjoy life, and he did that to the extreme. Because I mean, I guess he was dealing with depression and stuff like that. I think he was adopted or something, and so he was dealing with depression. He was dealing with identity crisis, and all that stuff. But the things that like his party and him expressing himself, that was like therapy to him, I guess, in a certain extent.
I don't know, man. When I used to think about Dennis Rodman, oh yeah, yeah, he did do Madonna. That was a big thing. Where'd he go? Where might go? Oh, man, he done left me. I'm all by myself now. But hopefully Mike will pop back up. We'll get him back going again. Um, yeah, Dennis Rodman, man, he lived his life. He did a lot of crazy stuff, and he also was with Madonna for a hot little second. Um, that dude, his personality to me, he reminded me of like a wrestler. Like, I don't know if you're too familiar with the term of a heel. He would be that guy that was the asshole. Oh hush. Uh he would be that asshole guy, and he did it well. I mean, that was his thing, and he went through a lot of adversity because of it, but he was strong because of it. Um, I'm trying to figure out what happened to Mike. Where you go, homie? All right, let's see. Let's see if he popped back up and restream. Oh, there you go.
Yo. Can you
You
see me?
tearing up stuff. Why you tearing up stuff?
Man, something froze up and then it was just gone. But
Change your microphone again. Remember the setting I told you? Okay,
yeah.
cool. All right. So while he's updating his microphone so we can hear him,
Check. Can you hear me now?
go ahead, check it again.
Check.
Remember, you need the CMB for
Yeah,
USB.
CD04. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you got to do it in restream.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, so while I'm waiting
check.
on him,
Can you hear me?
nah, not yet,
Can you hear me?
not yet.
Oh,
Excuse me. There you go. Excuse us.
the default.
Yeah, I know it switches to default if you don't. You got to go in there and change it. So,
I had to switch it back to default.
I don't know what you got going on over there, brother. Anyway,
now you said something about he was playing the heel, right?
yeah, he's trying to hear like wrestling, man. He had a whole persona
But
that he rode with.
he came into the league with Detroit, the Bad Boys. Like that was messing people up.
Well,
So
yeah.
he fell in line. And what made him such a great basketball player was his non-stop motor. He would go. That was the same thing that made him a good rebounder. Also made him a heavy partier.
Right.
So when he left Detroit, he already had that. Hey, if you coming down the lane, you gonna catch an elbow or two.
Mm-hmm.
That meta world peace type deal, right?
Right.
So when he got to the Bulls, that's the reason why the Bulls pulled him in. They needed a rebounder. They needed somebody that was going to be intense, just like Jordan, and help with defense,
Mm-hmm.
get offensive rebounds because we don't need you to score. We just need you to get the rebounds and give it back to Mike.
Feed Jordan.
Yeah, so he could green light everything.
Right.
So I mean, that was his role, was to be the bad guy. He was the enforcer.
Yeah, they was out there with mob mentalities out there, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was back when I thought about playing basketball because I was like, okay, I can do that.
He said, "I can do that. I can be there."
Right, I hit him with, "Hey, ref, he ran into me. It's not my fault. He fell down. He ran into
Right.
me." But then I started getting them ticky tack fouls, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather hit somebody for real.
Right. So moving along, man. The other big thing that we had going on. Oh crap. This dude right here, Little Nas X, with his little shoe. Now, when I first seen the story about this, I was wondering what the heck is Nike thinking about letting this dude use they whole.
Yeah.
It's like Air Maxes are one of the pinnacles of footwear when it comes to freaking Nike, and you have this little dude.
I'm just glad when the Air Max 95 because those are my Air Maxes. I love them. You could do the 98s, 96s, all you want. I don't care. But
right,
95s, you can't touch the 95s.
But the thing about it is, man, he thought it was okay to do this thing, man. I mean, they were out here selling these shoes. And check this out, man. He's only selling 666 pairs of these shoes, right? And they were selling for $1,018 each.
How many people bought that?
It was a few. There's a few people that bought them.
The company that did that, right? They also did a Jesus shoe.
Yeah, they did a Jesus shoe. But
I'm like, even I don't know what he did it for. I did see a few things, but once I seen the demonic stuff, I was like, hey, I'm done. I don't want to read nothing. I don't want to know nothing. That's if that's what you do, that's what you do. My son no longer listens to his music.
Oh yeah, of course. But this dude, they did all kinds of crazy stuff with it, like the the scripture that's on the side of it, it actually has a drop of human blood in it. The bronze pentagram with an upside down cross on it. I mean, this stuff is it goes deep. And then on top of that, the artwork on the inside of the box of the Nike box, they actually did all kinds of demonic worshiping Satan stuff inside of the box. So it's like, bro, where you draw the line? But he wasn't done yet, yo. He wasn't done yet. So he also dropped a song, and he was everybody in the song. I ain't watched the video. I just heard about the video. I don't even want to watch it. I don't want to open my eyes to it. But in the synopsis of it, he was twerking on the devil. He was going up and down on the pole, and he ended up snapping the devil's dick, taking the devil's horns, and putting them on. Yeah. And people are saying this is artistic freedom and it should be celebrated and we should be accepting of his independence, of his sexuality. And I'm like, bro, no.
Look, your sexuality and things that you like is one thing. Devil worshiping and putting that image out and putting those shoes out and actually embracing like something that is satanic, you can't call that. I mean, I don't know. It's hard because
I understand, but
in today's times,
it's
they can quote unquote cancel you for anything, right?
but this is the
like,
thing
I'm
that
not trying to offend nobody. You know, if you worship the devil, but you worship the devil away from me. That's all I'm saying.
this is the thing though, man. It's like you have all these kids that love Old Town Road. So everybody was signed on to Old Town Road, like, oh, he cool, he's poppy and all this stuff. And then you come with this left field, and the kids are looking at it like, they don't understand this stuff, and some people are like, yeah, I'm on top of it. Like I had a friend on my friends list, he bought a pair of them shoes. And he's like, shoot, I'm gonna get them and I'm gonna resell them because there's going to be a big what's name for them. Like it is. I mean, if you actually got your money off on it, you spent $1,000 on them shoes off tops.
Right.
You spent $1,000 off them shoes off tops. Some others are going to turn around and probably sell for $5,000 to $10,000.
Pursuit of money is the root of all evil, man.
And the funny thing, you bring that up, that's what he said. He said, if the pursuit of money is the root of all evil, I said, I guess he turned around and said, I guess I might as well buy something evil then. I was like, you was a fool. There's a Bible verse, man. I'm gonna get this out. There's a Bible verse that says, what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his own soul? I mean, there's no profit in it, man, because at the end of the day, man, you're gonna have to collect on that, or he's gonna collect on it, and you're gonna burn in hell for it. I'd rather go ahead and take my time, get what I need, and go from there. Adrian says, when you start trying to influence my kids, yeah, it is a problem when you start trying to influence kids. And go ahead.
Kind of had this type of conversation before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with anybody being whatever they feel like they want to be. My problem comes in when you try and continuously put that in the face of children.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't care if it's heterosexual, homosexual, pansexual, transsexual, any sexual, I don't care. Do not continually put that in my son's viewpoint. Like, don't push that at all towards my son.
Right.
Like, I mean, even Disney did it. This movie in particular is the time that I was like I was seeing it, but this time it was like, okay, what was that for? That was
which one?
So it was a movie. I'm not gonna say the name of the movie. I actually liked the movie.
I
really did.
I'm not gonna blast the movie, right, but let you
I
know.
actually like the movie.
I seen you, Disney. I
So
seen you.
the guy walked in and he said, "I'm so sorry, I'm late. But me and my boyfriend was doing something, right?" Now, it was pointless to even put that in there because we'd never seen the boyfriend. It
Hmm.
had nothing to do with the plot line. It did not develop his character at in any way, right? So I understand diversity and representation matters.
Hmm.
I'm a black man in America. I do understand diversity and having representation. I
Right.
100% understand that. But if it's not something that's part of the storyline, the plot line, or developing a character,
Hmm.
what is it in there for?
That's true, man. That's true. I think a lot of times they try to include everybody and they don't really take the time to develop and actually make it a part of the story. It's almost like I'm going to slap this sticker on here and now you can say everybody is represented
Right. But I
properly.
mean, you could have
And,
did
and,
the
and, and it's like, okay, we just going to make it like this, and it's going to be cool. And we can say that it is PG, uh, age appropriate. It is all inclusive. All these things we could put it underneath this banner and sell it.
yeah. Where's the? I mean, where's the nuance, the creativity? Like the back when I was a kid, things were suggested but never overtly said, right?
Hmm.
So you can suggest things, and the people that you're suggesting those things to will pick up on it or whatnot. But overtly just blurting it out for no reason, like it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
Um,
it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Adrian said in the chat, they said they're trying to numb the world so to become the norm. I mean, it's you can tell by the shows. You can tell by
right.
the shows because it's almost like it went from it was an interracial couple. A lot of times they had interracial couples, and then you had same sex. It was like you don't quite know what they are, but it's like okay, you can see something being there, and
Right.
now it's like yeah, you know what it is, and it's a whole family built around that.
Right.
You know,
Well, I mean, it's not new, right? Like
no, it's nothing new, but it's like
LGBTQ, it's not anything new. It's not new to this generation. It's not new to this world. It has been around quite literally since the beginning of time, right? Case in point, um, Roman generals, like people in Rome had back when Rome, the Empire Rome, was a big deal. They had parties, and in those orgy parties, anything goes. Right? They
right,
had they had Mike going around. They had situations where male slaves were not just slaves to the woman of the house, but slaves to the men in the house, right? So
right.
it's not nothing new,
No, it's not nothing
So
new, but it's the new thing as far as the fads to sell things. It's
mhm.
like they want to put a tag on everything so that they can sell it. How can we spend this so we can make a profit? And that's what they push. Everything is being redone like that because they feel like if we change the dynamic of it, it'll sell. So
Right.
they've been trying their best to reformat movies and change roles, genders, and stuff like that. And like if we do the Ghostbusters a different way, instead of being four guys, we'll do four ladies, and
That
we'll
was
throw
a cool concept though, right?
it was
Because they could
it's
have
a cool
it,
concept, but it's like okay, they got mad at them because it's like okay, we're gonna go ahead and bring back the original cast, and we're gonna do the next generation. And they were like, "Well, what about the ladies that did the Ghostbuster movie?" It's like well, you guys retooled the movie
Right.
and didn't even make it where it could be canon. It's like, okay, it's not in a different dimension. You guys use the same exact names. Y'all wasn't any kind of cousins or sister brothers, no
Yeah.
nothing.
That's
And
all. That's all on the studio and the writers, right?
right,
It's just like DC, right? We just
mhm,
talked. Snyder Cut came out and
right,
everything. Shout out to Marvel because ever since Marvel made their cinematic debut with the
mhm,
MCU and all that, everybody's been chasing after that bag basically. Um, but not everybody knows how to do it properly, or not every studio is willing to allow someone to actually do it properly or do it justice in any way.
right,
So that the Ghostbusters movie that you're talking about,
mhm,
I like the movie, but
mhm,
it's not too many movies that I just don't like, because when I look at a movie, I'm not looking at it for real life. I'm looking at it
right,
for entertainment. It's entertainment. If I'm
right,
entertained in any way, I'm good. But plot points and storylines and character development and stuff, I see the reason why people don't like the movies when they
mhm,
say, I don't like the movie. But at the same time, it's like, if they're gonna do something, they should do it right
right.
when
And
trying to
it's,
build like a universe.
yeah, I mean, it's
Otherwise,
like
you have these situations where now
the
you want to go a different
inconsistencies.
way. Right.
Yeah, and then I mean, because you got Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, you got the girl Ghostbusters, and then the other ones are coming back, and it's continuing off from where Ghostbuster 2 left off. So it's just like,
Where's that other movie going?
yeah. So basically, it just you toss it out. So I can understand. What's the name? Really was kind of mad about that. Lisa Leslie, which she played an awesome role. She did real good in it. But
Right.
it's kind of like you can't do that. You can't just try to change stuff and think that it's going to be accepted like that when you have so many things that everybody loved and gravitated to. You know?
Especially when it's so close. Like, all right, for instance, the Incredible Hulk movies, right? The Hulk
Yeah.
movies. It was different actors that
Mhm.
played Hulk. It was still kind of in continuity
Mhm.
or whatnot, but it was different people that played in these different movies. But these movies didn't come out back to back, or within a year or two of each other.
Right.
They actually waited a while, and we're still waiting for an actual movie with Ruffalo, or whatever his
Well,
name is.
you know the reason why they did that, right?
Because Sony owned the rights to the Hulk.
Universal, Universal,
Universal, yeah,
Universal actually owned the rights to Hulk, and
right,
basically they had the rights to it, and they wanted to make money off of the Hulk franchise. So they had the one guy play him, and then they brought Norton in it to
hmm,
play the Hulk. But Norton started messing with the script and trying to rewrite everything as they went, and
right,
started messing around with stuff. So when they retooled it again and had Ruffalo in it, Ruffalo was never a main character, and it wasn't his standalone movie. So they could use him any way they wanted to,
right.
unlike if he had his own movie by itself. Now
Hmm.
they could do it now since they got the rights back for it, but that's why it was all messed up.
It's
And
even like the
Spider Man.
Fox.
Hmm.
They my God, they had they had the opportunity. They had the products, because Iron Man was like a B or C character. Like, people knew about him, but he wasn't that popular
Right.
until after the Iron Man. Guardians of the Galaxy, not that popular until afterwards.
Hmm.
The only people that were super popular with that Marvel actually had was Captain America and
Spider Man.
Spider Man. But Spider
Yeah.
Man was Sony, so
Yeah,
they didn't
but I'm
even
saying
have him
they
touching
had
it.
rights. They had rights to Spider Man, but they ended up selling them off. Marvel was going under when they started selling everything off,
Right,
and then what kicked it off was freaking Iron Man.
right.
Iron Man kicked it off. And do you know who came out with Iron Man?
Huh?
Do you know who was the one that was pushing Iron Man?
No, who?
freaking John Favreau. So John Favreau, the guy that plays Happy,
Mhm.
is the one that's pushing it. Also, if you take oh man, oh yeah, Suicide Squad is a part of DC.
Right.
Um,
And that's screwed up too because it's supposed to be a director's cut of the original Suicide Squads that everybody's pushing for now because the
yeah.
Snyder cut came out and it was continuity between those two franchises between those two directors. So
Mhm.
they want to see the
What really happened?
right before all the changes and stuff. A
See,
lot of it is just
a lot of
I
that
get
stuff.
I get paid a lot of it is I get paid a lot to make a decision, so I'm gonna make whatever decision I want to.
But the thing about it is, they never thought that the Snyder Cut was supposed to come out. They were trying to bury it. They were trying
Hmm.
to bury their version of that movie because they were trying to say that that movie that was released was great. It was perfect the way it was. And
Hmm.
then, a lot of people looked at it and it was like, man, to be honest with you, I only watched the Justice League one time. That's it.
Right.
I never watched it again. And I was like, this movie is horrible. This is like Batman versus Superman all over again. This is horrible. It's
Well,
like I've
at least
seen I've seen freaking Batman's parents die. I don't know how many times. It's almost as bad as Spider-Man's Uncle Ben dying. I mean, they keep telling the same stories over and over and over. And I'm like, dude, we already know this. They're like, this is a given.
stop
So
giving me the origin
yeah,
story.
stop giving me the origin story and just go off and do something new. Go let's look. There's so many other stories. I mean, there's years and years and years of comics that they could go off of, and they
Just
keep
like
on going back to the
Avengers.
beginning. Yeah, yeah. So with the Snyder Cut, it came out, and I'm gonna say this right. So originally, with Warner Brothers, they did not want to release that movie. Warner Brothers is owned by AT&T.
Hmm.
AT&T is an entertainment company with all the different subsidies and all that stuff going on with them. AT&T said this is an opportunity to make money.
Hmm.
It's like we got HBO Max. We gonna throw everything on there. We gonna get our viewership up. We gonna make money.
Right.
They do it on there. Snyder Cut is kicking butt.
Yeah.
Snyder Cut was getting more views instead of freaking Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and get mad at him and saying, well, the fandom don't know what they talking about. Us as a company, WB, we know what we talking about. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Skip y'all.
And that's the problem with America. That's the problem with America. Nobody wants to listen to the people. They I get paid enough to make a decision, so I'm gonna make a decision. I don't care what nobody else. That's pretty much what it is.
That is
From politics to companies. Like I
right.
I get paid to make a decision. I have this power. I'm gonna do it no matter what.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Excuse him. He's
All
but nah
right.
man, I mean
You have a good night.
Tisha's logging out.
Yeah, she's getting ready for Betty by time. She got to catch that flight.
Yeah, it's gonna be yeah. I miss you, babe.
You gotta make sure you butter her up real good. It's online.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, but so what other topic did you want to talk about?
I mean, I think we kind of glanced over a lot of the stuff that men talk about. I mean, for the viewers that stick around with us for the whole almost hour, we like 10 minutes from an hour. We appreciate y'all bearing with us men because I know we didn't talk about feelings and emotions, but it's
We
two
couldn't
men
talk about
on here.
we couldn't talk about how you feel,
How
dog.
you
How you
feeling
feel.
today, brother? How you doing? How you doing today? I just want to let you know that the birds were chirping outside, and it touched my heart. in such a way and manner that it brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I think we made a good decision with the topics that we made.
Yeah,
That
I think we did all right because if we would have talked about that stuff, I mean, the ladies probably would be like, they're so in touch right now, but no, 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 no.
all the fellas would have been like, "Come on, Mike.
Come on, come on, come
What's
on, man.
going
How,
on,
how
Mike?"
you,
But
how you gonna come on the scene to name Mike the Destroyer? You sound like Mike the Cutler.
or they make other jokes about the destroyer. But I ain't gonna go that route.
Man, man, man. So, hey, Mike. So, let's go ahead and plug the league, man. Let's plug the league because it's people all around Kansas City
Bowling league.
metro area. Yeah, why not? Why not
Uh,
on Sundays? Let's plug
yeah,
it up.
Sundays, May 9th is gonna be the first day. We're gonna be at Park. Hold on, let me go to the Facebook page so I can get the correct information for you guys.
The correct informationals. Where is it at on the book face?
I'm in it too.
You in it? What is it? The bowling ballers?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. No, it's called Sunday Sizzler Mixer now.
Oh,
I
okay.
ain't come up with that name. Sunday Sizzler Mixer. It's gonna
Ah,
be Park Lanes, 5:30, starting May 9th. $17 a week. It is gonna be sanctioned, so you got to be a USB-C or you got to get your USB-C membership popping.
hmm,
That way, when I throw my 300 game, I can really prove that I'm Mister 300. Uh,
Mr. 300.
it's a four-player power, at least one of the opposite sex, which means you can't have four guys or four girls on the team. You gotta have at least one male or female.
Right. I got it broadcast on there so you can see it. There it is on the side of you.
Right. And if you don't have enough players and you can't get on the team, you can come with whoever you got, and your vacant slot will be, either your male or your female, or just your extra player. But it's gonna be May 9th through August 5th or 8th or somewhere around there. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be competitive. So if you
Yeah,
if if you don't compete, if you coming out just to have fun and not be competitive, I suggest you find a fun league because this is gonna be a competition.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, we just want to go out and murder people, and
It ain't that. I mean,
I'm,
I'm
I'm
not
just
the
saying.
greatest.
I mean, I'm not the greatest bowler now. Mike, on the other hand, that's a different story. Mike is like a phenom
I'm
whenever he
decent.
bowls.
I'm decent. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get my average up. I'm still chasing after that 300 game, chasing after consistency, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm
I'm just
I'm working there. I'm
I'm
working
just saying, man, because your average right now, you doing ah
My average right now is
my bad.
165. What happened?
She said, I thought we wouldn't put it out there like that. I thought it was a plug. My bad. That's on me.
Hey,
That
it
was
is
me.
what it is. My average right now is 165, but it should be higher
That
because
should be there.
yeah, it should be
Uh,
higher. But in the league that we're in right now, we're so deep into the league that
mhm.
I got to bowl a bunch more games to raise my
There
average.
you go.
So right.
That's all good. So yeah, Tish, my bad. I didn't know y'all wasn't trying to broadcast it. I thought it was like a thing.
It's open
So
to the
everybody
public.
that was watching that, all the stuff about the Bowling League, just forget we just talked about it. Y'all not invited. Take
It's
it all back.
open. It is
It's,
open to the public. But please come to be sociable, to have fun, to compete, and to have no drama. Because if it's any drama, I am gonna vote, or I'm gonna ask to be voted, um, the sergeant of arms.
No, she
Hopefully
didn't
I
ask
get
me
back.
on the chat what's my average. Like you just gonna bust me out like that. What's my average?
You
Man,
ask that.
okay, so my average, I say I'm bowling like around a good 80 or something like that. You
You
know,
don't have an average just yet because you're not with the USB-C, so you don't know what your average would be or could be. That is the correct answer.
nah. I mean, I'm doing good. I almost hit 200. What was that last Saturday? Last Saturday, I almost hit 200. Or was that? That was
It was
Friday.
Friday.
It was
Friday.
Friday. Friday, I had a good night and I was doing good. I was feeling real comfortable. Hopefully tomorrow I get some in.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, knock a few pins down and get out my pent up aggression. Matter of fact, if you or any of your friends, family are into guns or anything like that, let me know because I'm looking for more people to socialize and shoot with. Uh, it's fun.
I
It's
mean,
it's
you
stress
ain't
relief.
got you ain't got to look too much further than the bowling companions that you frequent.
Right.
We all like to go to the range,
Yeah, so
test
I
the minds
mean,
up.
we gotta have a family fun range day. You know, that's I think that's needed. We need to do something like that. We need to go do laser tag or some paintballing. I don't know about
I'm
paintballing.
down for paintball.
I
Oh, I'm
can't
down.
run as much as I used to. And you're
You
right,
ain't got
Ted.
to run that much. You ain't got to run that much.
You got to run a lot, man. I remember
No,
the first time I went paintballing, man. I was
if
working at
it's a
Best Buy, and I was like one of two black people that went, and all the other people ran real fast and was doing karate flips and stuff over all the little obstacles and stuff. And they had lasers, and I had like this little pump action
they have
paintball,
yeah,
and they had like freaking M16 paintball
oh
gun, and it's
they
like,
set you up.
and then all you hear is.
They set you up. Nah, man. If you got a good course, if you got a good obstacle course, you don't really need to do all that much running. I mean, they give a certain they give you a certain amount of time to get to wherever you're gonna be at, and then you come in. You ain't gotta run. You can sit there and snipe and
Them
post up.
cats that I played with, man, they was not playing. You seen laser beams going across the back of the cave. We was inside. Man, I felt like I was running from the predator. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
What I will say though,
They hurt.
what
They
I
remind me of when I used to get beat as a child. Get
what
hit
I
with was
what the only thing I hate the only thing I hate about paintball is when you're walking out, like say you got hit, getting hit in the front or in the leg, yeah, it stings a little bit, but it don't hurt. But boy, when you get hit in the middle of your back, oh, I
woo.
was ready. I was ready to fight somebody because I had my hands up and everything. Pop, pop. I was like, oh yeah, you did that on purpose. I got.
Right.
I don't know who it was. I will fight everybody up in here. That hurt.
Mm.
It had my. You ever I ain't gonna say that, but you ever got in trouble with your mom talking talking stuff, and then you turned your back to her, and she made you go like, "Yeah, it hurt." Well, I was like, "Boy, I
I don't
will
know,
fight
man.
somebody today."
Your mama would know how to break you down real quick and hit you with that woo ha.
I started backing out the room after that. It's like,
Oh yeah, well shoot,
I'm
my
gonna
mama
need to
was
see
like,
this
look,
come. I'm gonna need to see this coming so I can brace myself.
my mama will hit you dead in your chest. Say, what you say? You say something? Poof.
Hey, my mama, this is the
Air it
last time. This last time I'm gonna tell this story. My mama bent a shoe around the corner, down some stairs, and threw a chair.
out.
Boy, look, hit me dead in the face. I
Oh,
was, 16, 17, feeling myself, whatnot, talk
uh-huh.
back. She said, "What?" And I took off. I thought I was good. I'm behind the chair and everything. Next thing I know, I was like, "What?" It was a slipper too. I was like, "Mama, how did you do that? You needed to show me that." And I'd have been a baseball player that was killing it.
Your mama was a ninja, man. That's what
Boy,
she was, a hood ninja.
whoa.
She with that okie dokie, and that was it.
I will say after that though, I was hey, respectfully.
I respectfully,
Ma'am,
I
ma'am,
respectfully
respectfully.
decline your request.
Oh boy, that taught me a lesson.
So you cannot be talking to me like that and expect me not to go off of you. Shoot, man.
I
But
had to ask her too. I was like, Mama, how you do that? Don't worry about it. Just don't
mm,
just don't run from me again. I was like, okay,
okay,
I ain't
mama.
running from you again.
Nah. See, my mom, she took self defense classes and all that kind of stuff. So like whenever I would get out of pocket, she would catch me slipping and hit me up with one of them grabs. Like, what you say?
Had you all up like
Yeah,
that.
well, I was trying to listen to what my arm was saying. Apparently, yo, he's joking, boy. You don't never take nothing serious. Like, I'm sorry. Well, folks, it's been real. We appreciate y'all. We made it a whole hour with just us. I guess we'll stay with the whole theme. It's creativity. Allow yourself to be creative. Allow yourself to express yourself. Don't allow yourself to be held up by yourself just because you are afraid to step out of what you know. Who said that?
Mm-hmm.
I did because I pulled it out of my butt. It's real talk, though. It's real talk. But allow yourself the grace to grow through things, and allow people the same grace to grow through things that you've already grown through. And that's real talk.
Mm.
So, with that being said, we appreciate y'all tuning in to the We Time podcast. It's been very mannish because it's just the man on here.
That's a fact.
We tried our best to keep you occupied for the past hour. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your regular scheduled show podcast and hostess with the mostest shall be back next week, and she will have all the pretty graphics and all that stuff planned out because that's what she does, and she
Right.
does it so well. If you guys want to get in touch with us, remember, as We Time Podcast, and she is on everything. She's on Instagram, she's on Twitter, she's on Facebook. I don't know if she's at the grocery store yet, but at some point in time, she's going to figure out how to get there. So make sure you tune in. Make sure that you lock in here every Tuesday at 7:30 because we never know how long it's going to be.
7:30ish until
Until. Mike, you got any more last words to say, man?
be blessed. Uh, you know, continue to wake up every morning with gratitude in your heart for everything that you have, and be blessed. I
I
tried.
needed you to say that with the glasses on. Put the glasses on. Say it. I need Professor Mike to say that. No, it's like, hold on, real quick. Be blessed in all that you do. Allow yourself to have gratitude. Be blessed. Namaste.
Namaste.
Well, all right, folks, man, we're going to go ahead and check out of here. Y'all be safe out there. Put on your safety belt, don't speed, and stay away from them dark corners because there'll be all kinds of creepers hiding in them. All right? We out.
Bye.